I've spent a few minutes preparing for this video by looking up all the passports that I've ever had. And this is my very first passport, which I got when I was 6 years old. I was incapable, clearly, of signing, so they made me put a fingerprint on there. And attached to this passport are three books, which I don't know if you can tell. And and following that were two additional passports that I got. And then once I became an American citizen, this is my first passport as an American citizen. And then this is my latest passport, which actually I just received this year. And the reason why I'm bringing all this up is that I've been telling you in the last two Winning Investor Dailies that I'm very positive, very bullish, very optimistic on blockchain technology. And this mess of passports is one reason that I'm positive on that, which is that when you think about how frustrating it is to actually go apply for one of these, or I also looked up all of the various driver's licenses that I've ever had, these from New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, where I live now. What I can think of is just time spent in line, time waiting, and each time you essentially do the same thing. For example, to get a new passport, you're essentially showing the same document that you did how many ever years ago when you first went to present it. And the same thing with driver's licenses. You're essentially showing the same thing. There's nothing new that's added. They simply verify that you are who you are based on a certain set of documents, your birth certificate, your previous driver's license, your social security number, perhaps your address, and then you're issued a license. Now, just imagine if that could all be contained in an electronic record that simply could not be changed unless you permissioned it. And to permission it, you would have to go through a secure chain of certain actions where you would need to prove it yourself, and without which you can't change it. And now every time you went to apply for something, whether it be a passport, a driver's license, a credit card, anything that required for you to verify identity, you could simply allow that person, that company, that organization, that government to access your blockchain. And in it would be all your identity transactions, all your financial transactions, or whatever was relevant. Each of one would represent a module. And now you would be able to do the vast majority of what we currently stand in line to do repetitively every 3, 5, 8, whatever number of years. And very easily, we could simply wipe this entire process out. And in time, I believe you could even simply wipe out the entire carrying of IDs. Now, if you've read some of my old Winning Investor Dailies, you know that I've told people that I'd be happy to go around with a chip embedded into me. And there is currently a technology that would allow you to do that, which would encode various pieces of information. And this is a perfect marriage of two technologies where if we could embed a chip and have in it our blockchain, you would never need to carry any ID because all of your information, which is not even in our brains or anyplace else, it's largely recorded in pieces of paper today, or to some extent in various electronic records sitting in computers around the world, would now be contained in a chip. And you could essentially carry around with you everything you ever need. And it would be a perfect marriage of convenience, portability, and would really reduce a lot of bureaucracy, red tape that we currently go through. So I think it's a real winning application and benefit for blockchain technology. And it's one reason why I'm very, very positive on it. Now, if you want to get in on blockchain technology, I would tell you there's two ways for you to get in on it. The first way is to invest in cloud computing companies because the blockchain is going to require for us to store in a very secure way lots and lots of information. Pretty much every piece of information that you currently have that's in a piece of paper is going to go onto a computer in a secure way so that nobody could really crack it. So that's going to require lots and lots of computers. The second thing we're going to need to do is to have very fast computer chips and a lot of computer chips and a lot of computing power. So computer chip companies that are specializing in being able to go through a lot of information, verify it in the same way that a Bitcoin transaction is processed or any number of these cryptocurrencies are processed, these too are going to benefit from blockchain being used in what I talked about, whether it be for passports, licenses, or any number of these identity applications. So that's my blockchain idea for you. Until next time, this is Paul Mampilly for Winning Investor Daily.